Hey everybody, it's Crypto-Anarchist here, and in light of Ripple's basically its doubling yesterday, I wanted to make a video where I asked the question, was I wrong on Ripple? My answer to that question is I don't think I was. And for any of you who don't know, I made a video a while back basically critiquing Ripple, where I said the currency has no purpose because I don't think the currency has any purpose whatsoever. However, the one thing that I did say in the video, and I will continue to say, is that Ripple has a badass application. They're one of the few application-based cryptos that has a good application. Most application-based cryptos don't actually have any application whatsoever, and they just build a platform for other people to build applications on, but they don't actually build any applications. Ripple has a great application, and their application saves banks massive amounts of money. I said this in the video before. If you use just the application, the banks save 30%. If they use the currency Ripple, they save 60%. The reason why I say, like, if you listen to me say that you'll save an additional 30% using the Ripple currency, you might wonder, why do you think that the currency XRP has no purpose? Well, the reason why I don't think XRP has any purpose is you can copy and paste the currency XRP, and you can make it equivalent to any currency that you want. So the reason why I don't think Ripple the currency will take off, while I think that Ripple the application will do absolute wonders, is that if I were a bank, I would look at what Ripple does and I would say, you know what, why don't we just copy and paste the Ripple currency and then have it be based upon either the US dollar, the Chinese renminbi, the Japanese yen, you could do the Russian ruble. It doesn't matter. So the reason why I don't like the Ripple currency is because if you use Ripple, they're trying to basically tell you you have to use the Ripple currency, which is a lie. You don't. Now, the one thing that banks might not understand is a bank might not understand, hey, we can just copy the currency that Ripple has and then make it equivalent to whatever currency we want. And you don't even have to do real world currencies. You could make a Ripple type blockchain that is represented in Bitcoin, so you're actually trading Bitcoins, but you're doing it through the Ripple application and through a crypto token that is just like XRP, but you're pegging it to Bitcoin. So this is my issue with the currency itself. Now, the one thing you guys have to understand is that if banks do start purchasing Ripple, that price is going to go through the roof. Okay. Again, I don't see why an intelligent banker would do this. However, the one thing you got to understand is most people don't have a clue about cryptocurrencies, so maybe some banks don't really understand it. The one thing that I think you will see is if a lot of banks do start to buy Ripple, yes, the price will increase massively, but then what I would do as a venture capitalist, like if I were a venture capitalist, I would look at all these banks who spent all this money buying Ripple, and you'd have to target the banks who bought Ripple later, because obviously, if banks start buying Ripple, the price of Ripple will increase, so the later comers will have to pay a lot more than the newcomers. So I would target the latecomers to Ripple as a venture capitalist, and I would build the Ripple application, and then I would build a blockchain that is basically a copy of what Ripple's is, except I would make it usable in any currency in the world, and then I would start competing with these banks, because then if you did that, you would be able to compete with these banks who had invested, millions or billions of dollars in the Ripple currency, and you'd be able to do absolutely everything they did without actually spending any money. And so you'd be able to bankrupt these banks. So again, do I think that Ripple is a good currency or a good investment? No, because it doesn't really have a purpose. The application that Ripple has is probably the best crypto application on the market. I will say that right now. I thought it before, Ripple has an absolutely great application, but the currency itself, it doesn't really have a purpose. So even if banks start buying it, I'm never going to purchase Ripple because the currency doesn't really have a purpose. You can copy the Ripple currency and you can peg it to any other currency in the world. So then you can have the bank choose what currency they want to have the 60% cost savings on, rather than forcing the bank to purchase Ripple in order to get the 60% cost savings. So again, I think the application on Ripple is great, but I really do not see any purpose for the currency itself. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. There will be more coming out soon.